as in the inflation data points that have been released coming in, well, all over the board. Significant volatility in the inflation numbers, which is very uncharacteristic of inflation data points. They typically do not whipsaw to the degree that we have been seeing as of recently, as in the last couple months here. However, here's what it comes down to. In the inflation data, again, because that's what is determined or used to determine the raise to Social Security benefits, we've seen a significant drop in the most recent reading that we just got a couple weeks ago. Okay, and again, I have many videos here on the channel talking about that. But what's interesting is that now, to be fair with you, I'm making this video in the end of July 2026 right now. So in the month of July here, we've actually seen energy prices spiking quite a bit yet again, at a pace of about 15 or so % of how much we've seen energy prices spiking just in the month of July. So we actually may see another surge in inflation once we get the July inflation data out in about 2-ish weeks from right now. It's about 2.5 weeks from right now as I film this video right now. In the middle of August is when we will get that next July inflation data point. But just imagine this, okay? So here's the deal. I had a video recently where I was talking about simple COLA raises to Social Security benefits. In fact, I just call it a 2% raise. A 2% raise across the board, represented by the COLA, would cost Social Security $32 billion more over the course of the entire year. A 4% raise would cost Social Security $64 billion more over the course of the entire year. It's a lot of money that they would have to pay out. But remember this, there's many different ways in which they get that money back from beneficiaries. Not only do they manipulate the numbers, as in the inflation data points, to artificially lower this data to make it look like, hey, inflation isn't nearly what it is in real life. Therefore, even if they can manipulate the data just lower by 1%, for every 1% that they manipulate the data lower, they save $16 billion over the course of a year. It's a lot of money that they're saving if they can manipulate it just even 1 percentage point. But then, whatever the COLA actually is, and announced by Social Security in the middle of October, the official COLA raise, remember, we also have the Medicare Part B premium, which is a nasty one, and as of recently I've talked a little bit about this, but we don't have the official announcement for either the COLA or the Medicare Part B premium. But based on the preliminary data that is out there, we're looking at a Medicare Part B premium anywhere between $209 and upwards of $220 a month in 2027. That'd be an increase of anywhere between about $6.50 and about $17-ish, give or take a little bit. It's a big spread across the board, but that is another way that would eat up that potential COLA raise for beneficiaries. But don't worry, it's not over quite yet, okay? Those are just a couple ways. Now remember, each and every year, the Medicare Part B deductible also goes up by about $20, give or take a little bit, which might seem like, $20, it's not that bad. You're right, $20 across the board on 70 million people adds up to a lot of dollars that, again, Medicare is getting out of people by nickeling and diming people just a little bit more. Now, is that it? No, it's not over yet. Okay, think about the nearly 40 million people. There's about 38.7, give or take a little bit, which, by the way, quick side note, these numbers have come down by about 4 to 5 million people just in the last year or so. But all the people that are on food stamps and also getting Social Security of some type, okay? Now, again, it could be Social Security retirement, disability, survivor, spousal, SSI, VA, RRB, any of these individuals that get the COLA as well. Guess what they get? They get a COLA, right, on their fixed income benefit, but then also if they're receiving food stamps, what happens? This increases their income, therefore reducing their food stamp benefit, and therefore government gets another little chunk of money back. You know what I'm saying here? Okay, so another little chunk. It's not like they're going after the full bulk in one big swoop, but rather a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit more, and before you know it, all of that money is gone. Now, There's another way, okay? And again, maybe I feel like a total nut by making this video and exposing all of this, but this is the reality that everybody deals with every single year, which is why the vast majority of beneficiaries that receive the COLA continue to come back every year and say, it's not enough. Where did it go? We got a 2.8%, but I see no additional dollars in my check. Why? These are some of the reasons why. Now, there's another one as well. There's about 50+% of beneficiaries, Social Security beneficiaries, that are taxed on their monthly benefit. But wait, I thought they eliminated the Social Security tax. No, they didn't. No, that's what they continue to tell us. They did not. Okay, I've made this very, very clear. But in that big tax cut bill that was passed last summer and signed into law by the president on the 4th of July last year, 2025, they did not eliminate taxes for Social Security in there, as many people continued to say, oh, they did. No, they didn't. All they did was they gave that $6,000 temporary deduction for seniors aged 65 and over, which I've covered extensively here on the channel in the last year plus of time. I've explained that very, very clearly. It's not a reduction or elimination of Social Security taxes. But here's the other big one. About 50% of Social Security beneficiaries pay taxes. On the state level, there's about 9 states out there that still tax Social Security, and then on the federal level as well. As an individual, if their income is above $25,000, now they're going to pay taxes on some of their Social Security. As a married couple, if their income is above $32,000, now they're going to pay taxes on some of their monthly benefit. So point being is that there's a lot of people out there that are going to be, again, paying money back to the government in a variety of different ways through the Medicare Part B premium increase, the Medicare Part B deductible that increases every year, taxation on their monthly benefit because their income has increased because of a teeny tiny COLA. It may have just pushed them over the threshold to have taxes applied to their Social Security benefit. Okay, do you see all this? Again, food stamp beneficiaries who will also see a reduction to their food stamps because of a teeny tiny COLA. And then obviously, as I've talked about many times, the manipulation of the inflation data. For every 1 percentage point that they bring these numbers down, it collectively saves Social Security $16 billion by every 1% that the COLA can possibly be manipulated lower. It's a lot of money. So at the end of the day, no wonder why everybody scratches their head every year when the COLA is announced and then it applies to benefits, and then you see across the board all these reports and surveys that come out, and Social Security beneficiaries say, but I thought we got a raise. What happened to that money? I thought it was going to be arriving in my check, which I see a little bit there, but it's like, I don't know what happened to it. My purchasing power has disappeared. I'm not quite sure what happened to those dollars I was supposed to be getting in my monthly benefit that they told us we were going to be getting. It's there. Trust me, it's there. They don't take the COLA from us, okay? They certainly apply